So when you take a look at this page, all these items here, we'll just do a couple at the top, but all of them are uh, easy to put together in a 3D modeling section. So the first part you have below are the primary and secondary colors and trying to do the first set with the primary colors. So just using the eyedropper tool, clicking the letter I, you can click down here and you'll notice that the fill is turning to that color. So I'll just grab the red one first and building this box. Now if you draw it or click on it, it'll give you the parameters, and there's a couple ways to do it. So I'm just going to shift key this as a square. When your panel's up at the top, if you have the control bar listed up here, it'll show these items listed up at the top, and it shows the shape. And I'm just going to put this at 120. It's set to points. There's a chain link that says it's going to constrain the proportions, so all I have to do is hit the tab key and see if it'll render it both at 120 by 120. And the reason is just want to be a little accurate onto this to see if we can place it together. So I have this image. Now I just have to go to Effect, 3D, and extrude this piece. And you may have fewer options. More options are going to bring this across with the preview. And you'll see the extrusion depth is 50. Well, just remembering 120, that's going to give me the dimension in this drawing. And as if I click this on the isometric, you have all these options. Just going to click on the right side, and this will give me this shape. Again, the lighting on the ball is going to give you the example, and you can get yourself a couple light sources. But just to get you started, you don't need to. I just placed it on there for one. And you'll see that there's a section here that has this pattern on this. So here's the first one. And I'll take another square and just hold the shift key down to make it that direction. And if you remember, these are linked together, so 120. Just hit the tab key to make it that. Now I'm going to take the chain link off and make this half of this, which is going to be 60. And now this is half the distance just by using the math to help me with that. And down below, let's see if I have it in here, it says create the 3D items, color the top three with the primary colors, red, yellow, blue, and then color the bottom with the secondary colors. We'll do that later. And then use a complementary color, spelled color wrong there, for the symbol there. So here's the pieces. So I can just use the eyedrop tool to click on this green, and that'll be the part that fits right onto this section. So once you have this piece, I'm just going to just duplicate a copy over here, because once it becomes a symbol you have to edit it. And in the symbols panel, this is the part, this window pops open. I can click on it, and I'm just going to type in green. I'm going to leave everything else as it is and click OK. So now this is a symbol. The one above it is still a shape. So to take the 3D item, you want to go back and modify it. You have to click on Appearance. It brings you the stroke, which is none. Remember, don't make a stroke on this or a path highlighted, just the fill. And extrusion, it lets me get into this. It'll default back to the piece. I'm just going to hit Preview and then click on Map Art. And you'll notice in this little secondary window, it has one of 6 sides, and the little red square will show the line. Unfortunately, I have red on red here. So when you see it, that's the part that's coming through. And here's the green section. So you can see this piece up at the top. And within this window, there's the square. So I'm trying to rotate this and place it where it's going to belong right there. And that's the section. And you don't have the squares as far as the keystrokes on the arrow, so you can make it a little bit larger to try to match over there. And down below it has Shade Artwork Slower. I'm going to click OK on that one. And then toggle through the windows. And like I said, I didn't sketch that red on red. So let's see if I get close. That's 6. Could change the color, but that's too easy. Let's see, this looks like the one here. So now I have the green on this part, and I just have to drop this down to the selection. So you can see this is the pattern that has the 2 symbols on it. when I click on the shade, it'll allow it to come through. So there you have the the first shape kind of placed in there. So it still has the, you can still go back and change some of the lighting just by going through here. Here's the light source. There's all the intensities of the light we'll talk about a little bit later, but it does give you the functionality of that. So I'll click OK. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. And then the second one, you can see it's 5 of these across by 3 tall. So I'm going to go ahead and start a square just to show it there. If you remember, this was 120. Tab that. And let's see, let me start this over again. Take that out. I thought I had a perfect square, which I thought I did. So I type in 120, hit the tab key. This is off. Oh, the chain link wasn't on there. That's what it was. So I'll just type in 120. 120. Okay, so there it is, this square. And if you figure that part out, it's going to be the height of that 120, but you want it to be a little bit longer. So this is in thirds, so when you think of 120 divided by 3 is going to give you the 40, 40. So this is going to be 3 tall, and I'm going to add 80 onto this, so this is going to be 200. And click tab. Actually, put it on this side for the width. You'll see the vertical and the horizontal section for that. So now I have a shape that is kind of placed across from there. Okay, and I'll switch this out. So there it is as a linear part. So you're trying to clip this off, so I'm going to make another shape, get a little complex for it, right here. And if you remember, this is just at an angle, so you're just coming up a third of this. Well, if it's 120 from the top of this, just kind of show it to you, click on this. It's 120 to the top, divide that, and it's going to be 40. So just to get a little bit of the measurement, I'll make this shape that has, this is the height, that's 40, and I can make that 120. So that gives me at least the side of it for that piece to help me measure this off. So I can set it right there. Take the direct selection tool and just drop this point down. And now I have this shape. So I was just trying to use a little bit of the math, whether you use a grid or in this case just using the math of the points there. Scroll this one down, take the eyedrop tool for that. Make sure nothing's selected. And go to Effect, 3D, and Extrude. And just click on Preview. 120. So that gives me the depth of this. In this location, I'm just going to go to the left of this, and that gives me that shape. Okay. Click OK. And now here's going to be the square for this. And the complementary color I'm just going to use for that shape is going to be purple. Okay. So there's the square for it. And set this off down here. And just go to the symbols palette, create a new symbol with purple. Click on this one, go to the appearance panel here. Here's the 3D modeling. Go to the preview, the map art, and you have 6 sides on this one as well. So as you can see, the little red outline is showing me the location. Here's the red outline right here. Click on the purple and just place this right below. Hit the shaded artwork and click OK. Click OK. And now you have this as a 3D modeled section. Okay. This last one, if you take a look, this is the image. I'm going to drag this over to here. See if we can't manipulate this one. So this is a copy of it. So I'm just going to go to Preview, go to the Map Art, and on this one, I'm just going to take this to None and toggle through here. It'll show me on the screen now. It's the 6th side. I'm going to just click on this one to go to None. Click OK. Click OK. And just click inside here. I'll make the window just a little bit smaller here. And here's the fill. So this is red, yellow, blue. So just take the eyedropper, fill that one blue. You can see the residual effect here. So this is going to have this part taken out on that section. So you can kind of see this one and this one. Just use the pathfinder, take that out, and that gives you this shape. In the appearance panel, here's the extrusion. Just get a preview. Click at the top. Just go to the left side of it, and you can see that this blue is pretty dark on this side. So I'm going to click OK and click inside here just to show you. Here's the coloring. Here's the 3 images you have. Tab key just to show it to you. This is the piece. So you had the shape, the images painted on there. Backing this up so you had a new symbol. Get rid of those guys. So this is the piece. There's the new symbol edited. Bring that part back. So object. Subtract that, cuts it off. Applies the coloring. Duplicating the symbols. We don't know the symbols. Here's the duplication. Double click on this. Double click on the color, get the orange. Color. Brighter right there. Click OK. Now go into the appearance. Map art. Map art here. Delete that. Okay. I'm going to change this location.